Hello, this is me, Dr. Tanya Hashik. Today's topic of discussion is oogenesis.
So today we will discuss about oogenesis. We have already discussed about spermatogenesis, that is the maturation of spermatogonia to spermatozoa. So now we will discuss about oogenesis, that is the formation of the female gamete. So we have already discussed that spermatogenesis, it takes place only after the puberty. But in case of oogenesis, it starts before birth itself. That is, it starts before the child is even born. So, how do you define oogenesis? Oogenesis, it is the maturation and differentiation of primordial germ cells to oogonium, primary oocyte, secondary oocyte, and thereby to ovum. So these are the steps in oogenesis. So it all starts from the primordial germ cells. So first we will discuss about how these primordial germ cells it reaches the gonads. So the primordial germ cells it is formed within the ectoderm during the second week. That is it is formed during the embryonic period itself. The primordial germ cells it is formed in the ectoderm and it moves towards the wall of the yolk sac and it reaches the wall of the yolk sac by the fourth week and then it moves towards the developing gonad by the fifth week. So during this time the gonads may not be properly formed and you can only see the genital ridge. So in case of female the gonads is the ovary and in case of male it is testis. So when it reaches the gonads, the gonadal differentiation occur by the sixth week. So this is how the primordial germ cells reaches the gonads. So the primordial germ cells before third month itself it undergoes continuous multiplication. It undergoes continuous mitosis and result in the formation of the oogonia. So oogonias are formed before 7th month itself. So these are all before birth itself. So oogonia it is formed before 7th month itself. So oogonia it is diploid in number, that is it has 46 number of chromosomes. So some of these oogonias it undergoes continuous mitotic division and some of it enlarges in size to form the primary oocyte. So when the primary oocyte is formed, it undergoes the first meiotic division. So the primary oocyte it undergoes the first meiotic division but it gets arrested at the prophase itself. So further development do not occur, that is the primary oocyte it get arrested at the prophase of the first meiotic division. So these are the things that happens before the birth itself. So again the primary oocyte before birth itself it gets surrounded by epithelial cells, flat epithelial cells. Here you can see the flat epithelial cells. So the primary oocyte it is surrounded by the epithelial cells and this result in the formation of the primordial follicle. So the primordial follicle are formed. So many primordial follicles it undergoes continuous repeated multiplication and it results in the formation of millions of primordial follicles. This occurs before birth itself. Some of the follicles undergo degeneration and some of the follicles undergo multiplication. So many follicles get destroyed and so many follicles are formed. So during the birth of the female child, only 4 lakhs follicles, that is only 4 lakh primordial follicles are present. That is the primary oocyte is present within the primordial follicle. So thus 4 lakh primordial follicles are present during the birth. So all other gets degenerated and destroyed. So there is no much changes for the primordial follicles up to puberty. Some of them again undergo degeneration and by puberty there will be only up to 40,000 primordial follicles in the ovaries. So during each cycle, 10 to 15 follicles starts to mature. So the primary oocyte within 10 to 15 primary follicles starts to mature after puberty. During each cycle, one of the primary oocyte, it completes first meiotic division. It results in the formation of secondary oocyte and the first polar body. So this results in the formation of two unequal daughter cells. That is, the cytoplasm is unequally shared between the two daughter cells. That is, and also this division result in the halving of the chromosome. That is, the diploid chromosomes become haploid. That is, 2n becomes n in number. So immediately after the first meiotic division, the secondary oocyte, it starts to undergo the second meiotic division, but it gets arrested in the metaphase of the second meiotic division. So during ovulation, a secondary oocyte is being released. The second meiotic division is not completed yet. So when does it complete the second meiotic division? It only completes the second meiotic division if it is fertilized by a sperm. That is, secondary oocyte, when it is fertilized by a sperm, it completes the second meiotic division and it results in the formation of ovum and also second polar body. So this is the steps of oogenesis. So if the secondary oocyte, if it is not fertilized by a sperm, it results in its degeneration and it gets destroyed. In this figure you can see ovary of a female after puberty. Here you can see follicles in different stages of development, and this is the primordial follicle. So this primordial follicle, it contains primary oocyte which is surrounded by a single layer of epithelial cells, and this results in the formation of the primordial follicle. So this primordial follicle, it is a single reproductive unit in the ovary. So thus about 40,000 primordial follicles will be present during puberty, and during every cycle, during every ovarian cycle, 10 to 15 primordial follicles starts to mature. So among the 10 to 15 follicles, only a single follicle becomes Graafian follicle. This is due to the effect of follicular stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone. So all other follicles gets destroyed. So this Graafian follicle, just prior to the ovulation, it completes the first meiotic division, and this results in the release of the secondary oocyte. So a secondary oocyte is released during ovulation, and if it is fertilized by the sperm only, it results in the formation of an ovum and the second polar body. So these are the stages of oogenesis. So the primordial germ cell, it multiplies and results in the formation of oogonium, which is 2n in number. That is, it is having 46 chromosomes, and the oogonium, it undergoes mitotic division and it enlarges to form the primary oocyte, and they are also having 2n chromosome, that is 46 number of chromosomes. And the primary oocyte immediately starts the first meiotic division, but it gets arrested in the prophase of the first meiotic division. So these occur before birth, and after birth till puberty there are no particular changes. And after puberty, the primary oocyte, it completes the first meiotic division and it results in the formation of secondary oocyte and the first polar body. And the secondary oocyte immediately starts the second meiotic division, but it gets arrested in the metaphase of the second meiotic division. And at this stage, the ovulation occurs and the secondary oocyte is being released. So if the secondary oocyte, if it is fertilized by the ovum, it completes the second meiotic division, that is, it results in the formation of an ovum and the second polar body. So these are the steps of oogenesis. This is the end of today's video. For more videos, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell button.